Wow. Oh my God.
KaMorian, you
Every time, KaMorian, I live.
Kids.
Back in my day.
Not back. You can't. Well, actually, you can back in my day.
Yeah, the box.
I will.
I'm changing fans.
I will
to
never.
There we go.
There we go. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, goodness gracious. Hello. Welcome to the CUP, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Today, on this here occasion, thank you, my dear. Today, I'm drinking some coffee, some iced coffee, because gay. But I'm doing so in my Corey King tumbler because I gotta shake that ice, even though it's all melted. But today's flavor is, as my coffee creamer describes itself, seductively caramel.
Ooh.
And I am feeling very seductive, based on, our guest today being very seductive, very beautiful, very gorgeous. And I'm not talking about Eve the Bunny.
That's a drag name. Seductive. Welcome to the stage. Seductively
Caramel.
Oh,
I will not claim that name because I will not claim that name because I am white. Speaking of white, cup mug. Ooh, yes. And I will say Eve is sporting our Cup Mug 2.0, which is the model you can go get for yourself at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is down in the description below. And we do ship domestically within North America and allegedly internationally to most countries around the world, unless you're in Brazil. So there are no excuses unless you live in Brazil. So go get your merch. Thank you. And currently that is just Cup Mug.
If you get one, find one to explode behind your home.
And someone might be getting one here soon, and it's not River. It's Freya. But yes.
Sorry, River.
My name's David
We've
Healy.
tried.
We have twice. My name is David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I had to represent for my hometown girl, so I'm wearing my Diabetica shirt. Yes.
Diabetica.
Yes.
Nice.
And I'm currently just drinking some water.
Nice.
And hi, I'm River, your Brazilian correspondent here on the Cup. And today I came in the theme of Wicked, the Wicked Witch. So I am also wearing a cute shirt, Salem. And then I have my water in my skull mug.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right. Well, hello, guys. It's your favorite Black queer content creator, KaMorian, aka Sparkling Alien, and also I am also repping the purple bucket. I'm wearing my Denali shirt, my new one right here, discounted, yes, sales, period, and drinking my nice Coca-Cola soda. Ready to get into the tea today. Yes.
Oh, you already know it is. You knew how it would be, baby. It's me, Eve the Bunny, Chicago drag icon and Queen of Ivy Park. I don't have any on right now because most of the shit she made was for wintertime and bitch is too hot for that. But I am so happy to be here for kickoff of Bracket Purple. I was here for the kickoff of Bracket Orange, and I haven't been back for a minute, but I had to make sure I checked in for my girls, my hometown Chicago sisters, Daya and Denali. So, baby, I'm ready. I'm ready, Freddie. I'm ready, Daya Betty. Okay? All right.
Period. And who's this?
Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, it's me, Freya Armani, the dancing diva of Drag Race Down Under Season 4.
Yay!
Also, the unofficial, official Miss Congeniality of my season.
Oh, period.
Nice.
I would say so.
I've given myself the title since no one else was given the title, so I was like, you know what, I'll
I
take
would
it.
say so.
I mean,
say
that's
so.
that's what the Down Under queens do. Like Ivory Glaze gave herself the title, so
Yes.
you gave it to yourself.
I would have voted for you. Yeah.
Thank you. I would have voted for me too. I was nice to all of them. I mean, one of them I was extremely, very, very nice to on set.
We've heard. Whole
Extra nice.
And by
Extra
her,
nice.
we saw broadcast television.
Freya, my dear, welcome to the Cup. We're so happy to finally have you join us.
Thank you, Logan. It has been a long time coming.
Yes.
Just like I am on a Friday night.
Oh yes, me as
And
well.
I'm very, very excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I really wish I prepared a coffee to have as well, but I'm drinking a water, the Coolridge
hydration
variety.
Yes.
And I'm very excited to get into All Stars 10 because I am obsessed with this format, with this season, with this cast. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking all details with you guys and maybe fist fighting someone about their opinion.
Very well. I think we're going to have a lot of opinions about this episode because
I do.
I certainly think we are going to have opinions about this episode because first and foremost, this was a good episode of television. Like, I think Purple came out swinging. I was genuinely impressed. I did not know how things were going to come out after, the pink bracket came in and they gave us television. But baby, Purple came in and gave us good fucking drag.
And that's why I'm living for this.
Mhm.
This episode represents everything that I love about Drag Race. This is why I love watching the show. So I'm excited.
It makes me wonder if bracket out of like the other two brackets, because of course bracket 1 was kind of like we kind of have some alliances, but we're not really trying to throw anyone under the bus. Bracket 2 was like scrap all that, we don't care. It's whoever makes it. I wonder how this group of queens are going to approach their bracket. You know what I mean? Because I don't see any of them being too many of the type of queens that's like, I'm going to throw everybody under the bus, no holds barred. So maybe this could be more of a drag-based bracket, you know what I mean, when it comes to points and stuff. So I'm interested.
I'm very intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued.
I still think there's going to be some rigor mortis in this bracket. I think maybe not in the same essence of like the Mistress Georges gate. But I have a feeling something is about to go down. And I don't know why, but I think after watching this episode, I was like, hang on. Does anyone feel that? They feel the sense of something brewing? Something shady is going to happen, and I can't wait. Oh, you knew?
I do. Not I knew, but I do.
That as well, but I have something to add that I think that something kind of already happened. And I'll get into that when we get into this. It's just conspiracy.
I can't wait to see our opinions and to see how this turns out. But before we dive into all of it, give a good little chat with our girl, Miss Freya. We're going to dive into all of it. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And I'm so happy to say that means a whole hell of a lot of drag again. Yay! I love it. We've got all
so much drag.
So much drag. I'm happy to see it again, honestly. We did just wrap up our full season coverage of Morbid Drag's Reinas Malditas on the channel, first and foremost. So if you are a fan of Mexican drag, horror drag, and bitches that don't know how to shut the fuck up, go check out them. They are fierce, they are sickening, and they produce some of the best drag we've seen this year, point blank, and the period. So go check out them.
We do still have a finale.
We have a finale, and we are covering the reunion and the finale, but our full season coverage is available on the channel, so go check that out right now. We are also actively covering King of Drag. We're in the preseason of King of Drag right now. We have our cast assessment out already, and our first interview of the season with the wonderful Buck Wild is live on the channel right now, so make sure to go check that out. He is a goddamn delight. Loved chatting with him, so go make sure to check that out. And on the Drag Race sphere, we had 2 cast assessments drop very, very recently. Drag Race Brazil is here. Very excited for Brazil. And Drag Race France All-Stars just dropped their cast. So excited for France as well. Both of those cast assessments are also available on the channel, and we are in preseason for both of those that premiere on the same day. Thanks, broadcasters. Really appreciate y'all so much. but you can check out both of those cast assessments on the channel as well. You can also check out the description where you can find our audio podcast links, our other 3 YouTube channels. We are trying to hit 1,000 new subscribers across all 4 of our channels by the end of the year, and y'all are putting in the work here on the Drag Channel, and we sincerely appreciate it. We are doing our best. We are getting y'all the guests, and trust, we've got some great lineups in the works for the rest of this season and for seasons to come. So thank you for the support, and we're putting in the work for y'all, so stay tuned. You can also check out our social media links. Freya's links will be down below. Our merch link, our social media links are on screen and down below, so check all of that out. But Miss Freya, we gotta talk to you first before we talk about this episode, Miss Mama.
Okay, let's do it.
Miss Finalist from Drag Race Down Under Season 4, making us proud over here in the U.S., Mama.
Final girl.
So proud.
Oh, thank you.
So proud.
Thank you so much.
Mama, how has life been since Drag Race Down Under?
Really crazy, actually. Depending on what city I'm in. How to put it? I think Down Under is known as like one of the franchises that some of the fans kind of just neglect. We're like the neglected little sister. But for some reason, this season, well, my season, like really saw more eyes, I guess you could say, which was nice. And like, I can, but like, going to the shops now, like just like grocery shopping, I've been stopped like a couple of times by people, and that's been really nice. Just because like it's like a different experience. Because when I've been working in drag in like the nightlife here in Brisbane, when you're out of it, no one really knows who you are. You know what I mean? It's that total anonymity and stuff like that. And since Drag Race, I don't think any of us expected to be like spotted in public or you know, people know who we are in and out of drag and stuff like that. So that's been like a change, but it's been really nice. Everyone's been really sweet and really lovely. I've gotten to travel the world a bit more, perform in different countries and cities, and that's been really cool. Yeah, I've just been really enjoying the ride, leveling up, elevating myself even more now. It's like when you watch yourself back in TV, everyone says it, but like it's really weird. It's really weird. And it definitely helps you like see yourself from like out of body, I guess, like, from a third person. And in my case, when I watch myself back, I was like, oh, love her, love what she's doing. But I now see where I can improve, or I can see where I can like be better in this way or that way.
Step your pussy up.
Exactly. And I feel like I've been doing that, and people have been like receiving that like online and stuff like that, and it's been really nice. It's been really lovely.
Okay.
And obviously I am continuing my well-known talent of being a seamstress, so I've just been sewing every day.
Well, yes.
And, you know, creating things. Everyone knows I'm incredible at sewing, so.
Well, yes, of course. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you so much.
I do want to say, first of all, you had one of my favorite moments from the entire season. I can't remember the exact line, but whenever you all were filming the thing and you're like something about like, when I do this, and you just drop dead.
Yeah.
That part cracked me up. But what I wanted to say was we all thought you had an incredible finale performance. You had our favorite look of the finale, and we still think they did you dirty by cutting you and letting the other 3 lip sync for the crown. I think they should have either let all 4 of you do it or let 2 people do it. But what they did to you was not right. How do you feel about
Thank
that?
you. Look, to be honest, in the moment, we were wait. I can say this. I'm sure it's
Okay.
fine. We were waiting.
Girl now.
Huh?
I said, read the fine print, girl, on the NDA. Don't let
Yeah,
it
no. I'm like,
get
where's
you
that
down.
contract at? Where'd it go?
You're in trouble.
No. I think it's fine. We were waiting for a lot. So we did obviously the challenge and the runway. We did all that. And normally we're waiting in a green room for when they want us back on stage or whatever. But this time we were waiting backstage for so long. I was like, by then we had like done the performance a couple times, so we were exhausted, and then we also spent time changing, getting ready for the last runway, did all that, and then we had other stuff that we were doing. So like it was a long day, and we were waiting for that moment of them saying, "Freya, fuck off," and it took so long, and I only realized now. I was like, were they like debating it? Were they thinking about it? Was it like
Seems like
they just needed to figure out the logistics of it or whatever it was? But it was the longest time that we had to wait for the whole season was that night. And then we went out there, and then she said, like, you know, Freya, you're incredible. It's not your time. And I remember when I was watching it back, I can see myself take a really big, deep breath, which I don't remember doing in the moment, but I remembered when I watched it back, and I was like, oh yeah, that's because I didn't know if I should react like normally, or if I should just be like, thank you so much. And you know what I mean? So I just took a breath, and I was like, it's okay to be disappointed, but I'm still like really proud of everything that I accomplished. And hey, I still made top 4. I made it to the finale on the toughest casted season of that franchise. Which is a fact. It's on Wikipedia, you guys.
It is. I mean,
the cast was amazing. Like to make it to the finale within that cast is incredible.
Right?
It's testament to what you were talking about, like that you all getting so much recognition for season 4. Like we talked about it all season because we love Down Under here. Like Down Under as a franchise has been so good to us as well. So there's going to be a little bit of bias, obviously. But Down Under 4, we talked about it every single week we were here. There was just something different. It is one of those seasons that even now, looking back, there's just something different about that season that, like, we're going to look. It was fun.
It was a fun season.
There was a breath of fresh air in that season. And the girls came in knowing that there needed to be something different. Every single one of you, from Olivia to Lazy, every single one of you knew that something needed to be different with the franchise. And every single one of you stepped your pussies up and did that. Every single one of you did it. And we're going to look back on season 4 for years to come as the season that revitalized Drag Race Down Under.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
And I said it all season. Like every episode I came onto that podcast and I kept saying how genuinely impressed I was every single week by how just remarkable all of you were doing. Every elimination sucked. Every week I was like, I love all of these queens. I don't want anyone to go home. And that's why we've been so like rampant and like trying our hardest to get all of you. Like, I think now we're missing 2 people of your cast we haven't had on the channel yet.
Brenda.
Mandy,
Brenda.
and Brenda.
Yeah.
Oh my God, good
only
luck.
2 people from your cast. I know.
Good luck getting the aunties in front of a camera.
I know.
I had to show Mandy how to like save a picture from Instagram the other day. Like she has no idea.
We just got Mandy to follow us on Instagram. So Mandy, thank you.
Thank you.
We're halfway there.
We're halfway there. But
She's so funny. Oh my God.
Like y'all are just the tea. And like, and I will say this again, you were my winner pick. And I will stand by that.
You know what? I was mine too.
Good. Like y'all were just the tea. Like y'all were it.
I appreciate that. It really means a lot too, because like we went in there and we all like agreed. We were like, hey, it's a competition. We all want to win. We're gonna try our hardest, but like we also want to make good TV, and we also want to like and still enjoy ourselves. So let's everyone like relax and no one get offended if anyone like makes a shady joke or whatever. Like let's just act like this is us backstage at a gig, girl. And I'm so lucky and grateful to have been in a cast that like we were all on the same page about that. We were all just like ready to go guns blazing and hopefully just make an entertaining season of good drag. And I love, like, we still talk every day. Like we're a super, super close knit cast. I love each and every one of those girls. So I love when someone is like, we watched it, we loved it, we were, supportive of it. So thank y'all so much.
I guess we had fun watching it. We had so much fun watching it because we just absorbed how much fun y'all were having,
Yeah.
like doing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's just the magic behind it.
It's a top 10 season of Drag Race for me of all time. Like
Wow.
Oh my
across the entire
God!
world.
Wow.
Like it is a
Period.
top 10 season of all time. I don't know where. I haven't redone my ranking in years, but like it is a top 10 season for me of all time.
Mhm.
Easily.
I do
Yeah,
have to.
It's good.
I have to ask about this though. So we met at DragCon in London, which it was great to see you there. But I also met Max, drag queen, at.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't
Who's that?
know, but
I've never heard of that one. Never heard of it.
she may have told me that after DragCon there was a trip planned between the two of you to
Oh.
the city of love, Paris, with a chaperone. Of course, you had Isis join you all.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a chaperone.
How
Shout
did
out to
that
Mother.
go?
Hey, Mother.
That's my
Hi,
mother.
Hey, I
Hi.
see.
How did that go?
Um,
And where are things now between the two of you?
It went lovely. We all three of us loved Paris. Wait, that makes it sound. Wait.
We get the content.
Oh, you
Put
said
it
it.
on the
Yeah,
internet.
you said it.
I mean,
Subscribe to my Patreon if you want the behind. No, I'm kidding.
right?
You sure not OnlyFans?
Oh my God. No, it was good. It was me and Max's first time, so like Isis like knew where to take us, where to go, and where you want to like see on your first trip to Paris. So we had a really fun trip. Max and I had a little date day. We went to Disneyland together, just her and I, and it was wonderful. Max is one of the people from my season that I got super close to really quickly. I think I attest that to us being just like really close in age. So we understood a lot of the same jokes and references that each other had on set. And then we just started making out. So that's honestly just where it started. And then I just really felt for her because my mom is like my best friend. So I couldn't imagine having like lost your mom and then going on a TV show in front of the world. So I just really felt for her, and I wanted to let her know that like she had someone to lean on if she did have a bad day and she wanted to cry or to hug or just like scream at someone for if you just, if you're just grieving. So a lot of that I wanted to make sure she knew it was like genuine. So a lot of it was off camera, and even the things that they did catch on camera, I think Max was the one to go and say like, hey, let's not include this, or like let's leave this part out, because it's she didn't want, obviously her whole like story and journey to be focused on the negative feelings she was having, which makes sense. So yeah, I cherish that time I spent with Max at Drag Race, and I cherish every minute we spent together outside of Drag Race, because we're just really close. We live in different states, so there's no relationship on the horizon. Max is in a relationship right now, actually, so I'm at the back of the bus at the moment. But yeah, love that girl. Super, like, nothing has really changed, but nothing has really, I don't want to say come of it, because, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We call each other girlfriends all the time.
Oh, good. Shout out to Max. We love Max here.
I was just with her yesterday. We were performing on the Gold Coast together, so I see her all the time.
I love that. I love her.
I love her too.
Well, Miss Freya, I heard earlier you're loving All Stars 10.
I am.
I need to know your thoughts on this All Star season, girl.
I am super jealous, because if I ever went back to All Stars, I want this format. I want a tournament style, because like I come from a background of like over 10 years of competitive dancing, and like it's very much this style of like, well, like normally it's like in a group or a crew in that sense, but anyway, like it's a tournament, you get points, there's, you know what I mean, like no one gets eliminated. I love that we get to see everyone's different interpretations of the challenges and runways, and no one gets eliminated, and it's only 3 weeks each group. I really, really enjoy the format. I love seeing Michelle and RuPaul have a bit of fun this time around. I really love whenever you can tell that they're enjoying the season or some kind of twist or different format. And I also just love that the casts of each bracket are so good. And there's been like a gag in each one, like Irene coming back and just winning every single week. That was a gag. And I was like, period. I was already a fan. Now you got another super fan girl. Love her drag. And then you got like the bullshit with Mistress and Carrie, and then also just having NPB FAG on our screen.
Absolutely.
She was. I've just been walking around being like NPB FAG.
I can't stop saying malicious gay faggotry. I just
malicious gay faggotry at every corner, honey.
Yes,
Everything that came out of her mouth, it was just amazing to watch. And then this bracket comes out, and I'm like, I honestly was like, okay. And bracket 1 was a good, wow. Bracket 1 was like a really good first like starter, and then the second one was really good TV, and then this one I was like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna be able to like be as, you know, as entertaining or as whatever. And then it came out, and I was like, wow, okay, different vibe, but it's really good. It's really good. No complaints. So yeah, I am loving this season.
Love it.
Are you guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very refreshing.
It's more fun, yeah, and it's refreshing.
Yeah, something new.
I would want to do this format, but we shall see.
Call the girl. Call Freya Armani.
Hello?
Call her.
Yes, I'm available, of course. That's it. That's all my answer. Because the first time they called me, I was like, they're like, okay, Freya, you're going to be on Drag Race. Freya, are you still there? Yeah, sorry, I just can't breathe. I have nothing to say. They were like, hello? Hello? And I was like, I'm here. I'm like, okay. Thanks.
I literally can't breathe. Sorry. Give me a second. Like, you can't hear the fact that I can't breathe, girl. Like,
but Nima, I was in my room and I was like, yes, hello.
Silent screaming.
Yeah, silent screaming. That was me.
Relatable. Yeah, no, this season has been so good. For so many reasons. I was gonna say, Eve, KaMorian, if y'all have real quick, because neither of you have joined us in a minute for this season, real quick before we dive into this purple bracket. This is your moment. Have it. Give us your thoughts on this season so far.
Okay, I'll go first. Someone who's actually been covering on Twitter all the time, so I have enjoyed this format. It's like I said, like very fresh, very new, very different. I'm not gonna lie. Coming into, I was like, how this tournament thing gonna work? How's like the points, the twist? But like as soon as kind of like explain it and like going in, I kind of like, you know what, I get it. I like it now. Like 3 weeks, like like an opportunity to kind of like get the points on the board, strategy, just like having like time to get kind of get to know these queens personally. I think like just on a regular All-Star season, we do not have like time to kind of get to know the to get to know the
get to know them fully.
Yeah, more fully. Yeah, exactly. So it's very refreshing. Also seeing like some like people who've been like from like the OG seasons all the way back, you kind of seeing them come back, getting like opportunities. I think we should have going forward, getting like the OG girls from like 2, 3, or 4, 5, and 6. Get like let them come back. See what their kind of like their perspective of drag has changed since we last saw it. You know what I mean? So I love it so far. So I'm enjoying it definitely.
I still say justice for Phoenix.
Yeah, it's definitely justice for Phoenix. But sir.
I like the format. I think the format is sickening. I really liked the way that the pink bracket played out. I called the whole blocking mistress thing like literally right before it happened, and I paused my phone because I was watching it on my mobile, and I was like, if they set up to block her from going, Drag Race will be back. And then literally I unpaused it and Nicole goes, you want to push Carrie to the top? I was like, Drag Race is back. Drag Race is back. Like,
so gaggy.
It's had really good elements of what I think people like about Drag Race now, but also I feel like it's giving us a little bit more of the drama and pull than the earlier seasons did. That's why I'm wondering what we're going to get out of this third group of girls, because I mean, you might see Acid and Ginger maybe trying to pull some stuff because they are the vet or like they're the vet girls. I couldn't see Cynthia like hurting a fly, so I can't even factor her into that. You know what I mean? But also, I think someone else said this. My daughter said this actually. She said out of this entire season, she was like, they really casted a lot of villains this season, and I was like, yeah, if you look at it, almost every, like at least half of the people out of every bracket were looked at in some kind of way as like, or got the quote unquote villain edit of their season. And so it's kind of crazy that like they brought all of those people back for this style of a tournament. It's almost like they wanted to set it up, especially with these extra points, to be like, now let's see if we can get some old school Drag Race stuff back. Let's see if we can get some Naomi cutting Manila off in Life's Not Fair back. You know what I mean? Like let's see if we can get some of that kind of stuff. Like, so I'm very happy. I'm very interested.
And they did.
They sure did.
Whether you like what happened or not, and we've had our opinions here, they certainly got a little bit of that back. And I think.
Wait, can I quickly ask, just like,
oh my god, of course, yeah.
Hands, just by a show of hands, really quickly, who liked it and who didn't? If you guys already talked about it.
You mean the points shenanigans?
Yeah, like the rigomoris of it all, like about how like there is really no criteria for where these points can go. You can give it to anybody.
Okay, so like are you saying like raise your hand if you liked Mistress's shenanigans? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If you were into the drama,
okay.
Or would you have preferred if everybody played like fairly and they were like, well, Georgia did the best.
Okay, I can't do the hand thing because it's
a little
complicated. Like for me, I was like, it depends. It's complicated. But here's my thing. I don't really mind when the players play the game. It's just the way that she went about it that I didn't like. I don't mind like being, like playing the game, being like, I want to do like this, do whatever. But like the laughing in their faces, the using a real emotional moment to go behind someone's back. You know what I mean? Like it's the way that it was done. I don't have a problem with playing the game that is in front of you. So it's just you can play dirty. It doesn't have to be fair, but it doesn't have to be dirty. Is my point.
To not rehash shit that people have talked about in our comment section about me specifically. Ditto to River. Literally exactly the same.
For me to say, as a drag entertainer, if I was ever casted on this show and they put me in All Stars in this type of situation, I would be dirty down 350%. I'm not even. Y'all would not like me. Y'all wait.
River's like, unfriend, got it.
Oh no, I support my friend's rights and wrongs.
Right.
That's a good friend. Friend.
Right. We live for that. I love enablers. Like,
yeah.
Awesome. Like,
I mean, personally, as well, I would play the game too. And in the day, I came here to win. But my thing is, I want to play the game, but not do it in like a malicious attempt to anybody else. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're here to play the game. We come here to win. So I see what she was trying to do, but the way she went about it was kind of like not in a good way. So
the way that I look at it is this way. I'm going to be 9 times out of 10 coming into a scenario. It's almost like this. Y'all walked into a lion's den and wondered why there were big cats around. Baby, you need to be on guard. If I would have came into a bracket and saw Mistress Isabel Brooks in there with me, knowing her reputation, no, I got to cut her off at the knees before she even tried. You don't even get the benefit of the doubt of me thinking that you're going to play fair. I'm not stupid. Yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm not going to initially start off playing dirty, but I will be more offensive playing the game starting out because I don't want to take the chance that we all think we will be all kumbaya, and then someone cuts me out from under my knees, and then I'm playing catch up for the rest of the season. Especially because they only had 3 weeks to do this. If it was a whole longer situation, if they had 4 points to build, okay, I'll see how everyone goes first. But no, once I come out the gate, you got to stop me.
Exactly.
Right.
That's how we roll.
David, you were going to say?
Yeah, so I actually really like the move. I just didn't like the roles. I wish it was reversed because the people that I really like were the victims of it, and mischief Isabel Brooks was the one pulling it off. So if Carrie and Nicole had done it to her, I would have lived
Mischief
with it.
Isabella.
Mischief Isabella.
Yes.
Isabella.
Isabella.
I do think the best part of this entire thing is since there is still 4 judges picks that are apparently going to make it all the way to the finals.
Great.
We could all. They say each of the resident judges.
3.
So that doesn't include TS and Law?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
so.
I know. I'm just as mad.
That's dumb. But it
I
also makes me think this. It's we're gonna be up there on the finals and be like, here's how Nicole Paige Brooks could still win All Stars Day.
And she still can. And that's what
She probably
matters
will.
the most. Fine.
And I'm
To
so
move
down for
into
that.
this beautiful purple bracket, I think what we're gonna get to circle into this bracket, not to circle back, but to circle into. I think this bracket more than anything is going to be talent. I think that's what was on display on this episode. I think what we're going to get is talent and excellence.
I feel like with every All Stars, people have or feel like they have something to prove when they come back, and I feel like that this was a season where a lot of people either are coming back to like show that they still got it, or they're people that left at a time they felt like they didn't. They want to prove they shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I feel like this one has a lot more talent based onto like proving why these people should be here for this one. So I feel like they're gonna really be trying to like fire at all cylinders. So I'm really excited.
All 6 of these girls came in and said, I'm guns a-blazing. Not all 6 girls in every other bracket, unfortunately, have done that so far. Every one of these girls in this bracket came in guns a-blazing, drag at 100, boom, let's go. And I think that's the difference maker, Eve. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
This was a great start to this bracket, but we are going to talk about the entrance looks in Look Over Here. We're also going to talk about the design challenge, obviously, in full. We'll talk about it here a little bit, but I do want to know very, very quickly from everyone, favorite entrance look, starting with Freya.
Oh my goodness.
Or we can not start with Freya and end with Freya if you would like to remember.
Wait, yes.
Can I go first? I know mine.
Oh, we'll start with River, end with Freya. How about that?
Denali.
Okay. I'm gonna look him up.
Okay, great. David?
Actually, Ginger Minge. I was surprised.
Okay. I think a lot of people looked great. Mine was actually Alyssa Hunter. I think Alyssa looked
They all looked good.
Everyone looked good.
Yeah.
I honestly
KaMorian?
don't remember their entrance looks. Where are their entrance looks?
Somewhere on Instagram?
Where?
I'm next.
Yeah, KaMorian, let's jump
Okay,
in.
well, I mean, I think it's no surprise to me. Denali's my girl. Rooting for her to slay this bracket as one of my favorite queens ever. So, and I like it. Also, it feels kind of like an upgrade from her original. With the ice skates. And luckily, she didn't have to lip sync this time at ice skates. So it's kind of like a break for her.
God for that.
And this time she knew she wouldn't have to lip sync, so she was like, I'm good.
Could you imagine?
I'm gonna do it again.
Eve, baby, what about you?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Daya.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Great choice.
Mhm.
Lovely choice.
I am going to agree with KaMorian, and I'm going to pick my niece Denali.
Her.
I liked hers a lot. I like it. I feel like that too is why I like it. It almost was like how they kind of give them a challenge. Almost every All Stars of like redoing a look they did before, kind of a thing. And this was like 2.0 of her first entrance walk in, and so yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
He's my second favorite.
Yeah.
Poor season 8 queens. Nobody mentioned
Right,
that.
and but I was gonna say Acid looked gorgeous
She looked
as per
gorgeous. I love
usual. And Cuckoo looked gorgeous as well.
Amazing.
Acid had
Beautiful.
smoke coming out of her. Did anyone notice? I love it. Like, I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I don't know how, but
Who?
bitch, I'm Acid.
Acid Betty had
That's a hot.
she had like like
I did not
steam.
even
That's
kind of.
probably a hot flash. Yeah, it's probably a hot flash.
It was a hot flash. She don't know.
I didn't
Right.
notice the hot flash, but I did love the prosthetics. That was really, really
That
cool.
was
She
so
looked like an
good.
alien from another planet,
It was so,
but it
so
was still
good.
like human enough that I really,
I'm
really
not
liked
gonna
the
lie.
makeup.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of would say that Essence was my least favorite.
It was my
I didn't like the
second
outfit. I liked the makeup and the prosthetics.
I was
not
gonna
the
say,
Right. It
I
was
was-
kind of like a little. It was like a little prosthetic something thing with a blazer jacket over it, and I was like,
And-
"Oh, I wish that this would have fired on more cylinders,
Yeah.
like your face." Because usually it's like a whole body.
Mhm.
She's looking like a neon predator, like an alien,
Yeah.
like a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Yeah,
one of them. That's why I was wanting. I was like, "Ooh, that's."
I agree with you, Eve. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was my
press
least
day
favorite.
outfit.
Cynthia was my least favorite, unfortunately.
Wow,
Mhm.
nobody's surprised
Yeah, I
that
mean,
David's least
No,
favorite.
it's
was
just
my
because
favorite.
it was
will
really
say it again.
frumpy in the middle. That's
I will
my
say
only
I
issue.
hate that she took that pack of playing cards from TSA or what was it, duty free bitch, and came and was like, "Girl, with them little playing cards in her hand, what is this?"
Well, you said it. I did.
Well, yes.
Oh,
Also, I do love that it's been a different judge each time doing the intro with them. And this time it was Ruru, Mimi, and Law.
Mm-hmm.
Law
And RuPaul having more facial hair in each bracket.
Oh, we
than
said
Liv.
it. The more
Yes.
facial hair and Michelle's hair in this was so good. But Law,
Law,
baby, I'm so sorry.
and that
Law,
blonde
Law,
wig.
That wig.
I'm so sorry they put you in that disgusting blonde wig.
No,
baby.
that's
That
it.
was
That is lies.
I can promise you
disrespectful.
for a fact that is from Law's collection.
That is law. The
No.
law loves
That
that blonde
on
dude. No,
themselves.
that is
It seems
law.
very
That
law
is
to me.
Law. Law
It is
loves
very
that
law.
blonde dude.
That-
That is law. That
no.
is law down. I know law for a fact. He loves that
KaMorian,
blonde.
are you sure?
It's
I
like a
am
Beetlejuice
sure.
wig he wore.
I seen him wear that before. I remember. I
No.
think it was legendary. He had that wig on too. Like I
Yeah,
remember
he
like,
did.
Yeah,
No,
he
but
loved. He
no,
loved.
but
He
his
loved the blonde
legendary
dude.
wig
That's
looked better than
him.
that one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that is
is.
law.
But
That is
no,
law
but his
shenanigans.
legend. I know which one you're talking about. His legendary wig looked better.
Okay, it could look better, but still be in the same universe and still be
He-
law.
Okay, no, this one just looked bad. That's
I
the
know,
point I'm
Freya,
making.
fight with Logan here.
Law looks like
I
Law
don't
looks
remember
like
this
a-
blonde wig.
Law
No,
looks
no,
like a-
I'm not saying the style is bad. I'm saying
Yeah.
this wig was bad.
Law looked like a black blonde Johnny McGovern in the soccer.
Yes, that exactly. Exactly.
My God.
No, he loves
I
that
was like,
blonde dude. I
Law,
swear.
what is she
That,
doing?
that
No,
was,
and the way because I've met Johnny McGovern, I can confirm that yeah, that's spot on.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I fell out there. So yes, Rue and Michelle, they do the thing. We've seen it twice. I don't need to do it again. And then they walk into the workroom and people start talking.
Can
David.
I take one thing real quick? I've been liking the upcycle and the growth on Rue's male facial hair game. Because season 2, it looked kind of wild. It looked like black cotton balls on his face. But he had a little line up and everything this time.
I mean, the quality of the.
I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, Eve, we just talked about that, but no, you spun it in a different direction, and I appreciate you for that.
You're like, no, we're talking quality here.
Yeah.
It's a
great.
different conversation.
Great.
Yeah, probably. Look, Tenderoni might have did that beard. That looks like my brother's work. That looks like his work. That's probably what that is. Now, if RuPaul
speaking
showed up
of-
as a man on judging on the King show, girl, I would be like, now look.
And speaking of, you can check out King of Drag June 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern on Reverie. Ding.
That's what we do.
We're not currently affiliated with Viacom.
Yeah,
promoting
call us.
anytime we can. So hey Reverie, what's good? We're doing it in things that don't even involve you either. So yes, they all walk into the workroom. We're getting, all of the initial conversations. And the only one I want to talk about is Acid and Cuckoo, because I was so happy to see them back in a workroom together.
I love their friendship. It's
Their
so,
friendship
I love it.
is
Very sweet.
one of my favorite things about Drag Race, period.
Yeah,
Like, I just love their friendship. Like, just knowing.
just drag, period.
I agree.
Because it wasn't really
They-
featured on the show.
That's just the sisterhood kind of stuff that we get as a bonus for doing drag is going in these different places or being in these different spots with other weirdo, crazy, freaky people like us that kind of get our crazy, and you just kind of solidify these chosen families from there. And it's like, I've still got family members that I've done drag with that I've known for like decades that I still talk to and still have a lot of love for. So it's a really awesome experience just to have.
Well,
it was a really.
Oh, go ahead, Freya. Sorry.
Oh no, no, you're fine. I was just gonna say it was a really sweet moment to watch. I really enjoyed seeing that because I was loved Acid's drag on her season. Wasn't a big fan personally, but I respected the drag. I thought the art was really, really cool. And then to hear that she was like a really close friend of Cynthia and like helped her through that journey was really, really sweet to hear. Cynthia was like one of the first people that like reached out to me, and I know to a lot of the girls. She is always one of the as soon as the cast announcement goes out, she's one of the first people to welcome everyone to the family, and she's just been so sweet and so supportive of me and all the other new girls. So like knowing that she had someone from her season that she could have with her going through that journey was like, oh my God, I'm so glad, because she really is such a beautiful person, such a gorgeous soul. And like someone that like when you think about them, you're like, I hope that they're well and that they have love around them. So it was just nice hearing that part of her journey as well.
She could be for me, dare I say, the miscongeniality of Drag Race.
The miscongeniality of the miscongenialities.
She's ultimate. Yeah, she is.
Orangeria.
Yeah, for sure.
Orangeria, love on team.
Oh, love both of them.
You know, we can do a season 16 thing and do a tie.
There we go.
I'm okay with both of them. I am more than okay with both of them.
A tie.
No, she's the cuckoo geniality, and Jiria is the congeniality of the entire.
And I'm the cunt geniality.
Correct. There we go. Thank you.
The Holy Trinity.
But
put it on a paper. Put it on a certificate.
We got it. But to your point earlier, David, their connection didn't happen mostly on the show. It happened off the show. Because it happened during Cynthia's first remission with liver cancer, because they were talking on the show. But Acid was the one that traveled from New York to Texas to take care of Cynthia the entire time that she was in remission.
Wow!
So it's like that's a sisterhood moment, and I'm like, that's why I have always loved both of them so fiercely, and I've always advocated for both of them to come back on Drag Race. So now the fact that they are both back on Drag Race in the same season, in the same bracket, like, you can't ask for better, in my opinion. Like, you just can't. Like, I love it.
Together.
I also really like
everyone. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. No, it's just on the point of Acid, and we can move to something else. But everyone that I like, every queen that I've heard or seen talking about Acid, always, like, every single one has said that she's like a sweetheart and just like really nice and helps and it's just like what we saw of her on season 8. I don't think it's just it's a side of her, but I feel like she's just like a very blunt, direct person. And doesn't really sugarcoat things, but when it comes to actions, she's just kind, you know. And I live. She's the very definition of punk to me. Like, you don't take shit from anyone, but you're nice.
Right.
Well, not nice. You're kind. Not nice. Kind.
Agreed. Nice and kind are two very different things. Yes.
Very different.
But yes. So everyone's in the workroom. They're doing their things.
Sniffing each other's butts.
Sniffing each other's butts. David, did you have any other workroom fun things that you wanted to?
I like seeing the interactions between Alyssa Hunter and Cynthia, just because it's really cool to see two Puerto Rican queens back in the workroom, because we don't get that very often anymore.
It's about damn time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you can tell that Alyssa is way more fluent with her English now too. So hopefully that will help her in the competition.
Love it. And
was,
three Latinas in this bracket as well.
Right.
Who's the
Because isn't
Denali?
Ginger?
Denali
Is Ginger?
That's what I've heard.
Oh yeah, Ginger is Latina. She did confirm that. Eric was like,
That's fucked up. That's weird.
no,
I'm
like,
not
literally-
going to
White
comment on
lady,
that.
little Miss
From Latin
Nana of
America, I will not
Black?
be saying
What?
any words on that.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
But
think-
Eve
anyway,
is so Eve is
As a fellow Puerto Rican, what the fuck?
No, like, people-
what do you mean
people were
Ginger?
actually-
Eve is so
Guys.
fucked up by that knowledge that she's turned all the fuck way around.
No, I think literally when the promos dropped, it's like I think they said Gina was Puerto Rican, so it was like, oh, Gina Puerto Rican, what? No, everyone was the guy when they found out she was Puerto Rican, so it was kind of crazy. Yeah, but yeah, she is. Yeah, she's.
To be
yeah,
fair,
she
there's
is.
just Puerto Ricans. We are a mix of everything. So there is
True.
Afro Latin. There's apparently Caucasian and Puerto Rican. We're all mixed. Who cares?
Y'all, could you fucking imagine if Ginger Minge is the first Puerto Rican winner of Drag Race?
Oh,
No.
honestly, that would make
How we
sense.
live.
I'm not saying it's a good thing or that I would like it, but when
I'm
thinking
so
about the
sorry.
show, to be honest, it makes sense. Doesn't it?
Puerto
Anyway.
Rico, I'm so sorry. Lo siento.
Anyway, we find out that the maxi challenge for the week is a design challenge again. We're getting another design challenge, but this time with a twist.
Mhm.
We are celebrating Wicked for Good. How lovely, how wonderful.
How good.
How good, and not at all wicked. But we are doing a paired design challenge where the queens have to create good and wicked witch garments and then create a storyline duo runway presentation on the main stage for the judges. Oh, and then also no big deal or anything, just Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. No big fucking deal.
It's funny because Lego Masters this week also did a Wicked theme challenge, but they just got Jeff Goldblum.
Well, you know, that's not horrible.
No, it's not at all. I would love
We
it.
love Jeff Goldblum. Don't we love Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
I
love
love
him.
Jeff Goldblum so much. Oh, I actually have a fun Jeff Goldblum anecdote. So when we moved into, I've lived in this apartment now for 3 years. When we moved in, our router's name was Jeff Goldblum Zaddy. And we loved it so much that we just kept it. And we've modified it now. But we were like, no, that just like fits the vibe of the apartment.
Feels
So it's
correct.
always just been, it feels very correct. So it's just always been Jeff Goldblum Zaddy.
I've always said you've had taste, Logan. I've always said that.
Thank you, Freya. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, I love that, you know, if we're going to get another design challenge on this season, I love that it's partnered with a storyline. These are the kinds of challenges we've been talking about all season, where if you're going to do a similar challenge, I like that there's this elevated kind of style to it for All Stars, where you're making it almost kind of this like improv acting style challenge. Love this challenge. What did we think of the challenge, the setup, everything like that? What are we thinking?
I loved it. But I will say, here's where my conspiracy comes in. Because Ginger Minch said, and I quote, after finding out that it was a design challenge, she said, and I quote, "Fuck me running with a chainsaw." And here's where my conspiracy comes in. Because Ginger is in this bracket, they made it a dual thing. Because then she has someone to help her sew. Conspiracy, maybe, hey. Because they could have put her in the second bracket where the design challenge was not in a duo. Or anyway, or it could be, it could not be. It just seems very convenient, is my point. Seems very convenient that someone that is a production favorite that has that one weakness is, you know. But I do love the challenge.
I'm not going to say you're wrong.
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there and you do whatever you want with it.
Look, people need to get off of Ginger's neck. If she's a
I love
favorite,
Ginger. I love Ginger. I like her. I'm just
Love
saying.
Ginger.
If
Love
she's a
the
favorite-
man.
if she's a
Love
favorite,
the
it's
man.
because she's earned that favoritism.
Yes.
She is one of the best
True.
drag queens to ever step on the
True.
stage.
True.
She's somebody
And
that
I did not
think,
say anything to the contrary.
I know. She's somebody I think could have won 2 different times. Was my pick to win both of those times. And I would not be mad if she gets this crown. And I think that this challenge also heavily leaned on her strengths too. So it wasn't just about the design part. It was about the storytelling part. And she's one of the best storytellers to be on this show. So hey, maybe she was helping other people by being on her team.
David has just
For sure.
received his first check from Ginger in the mail.
Yeah.
Mind you, Ginger
No,
is
trust
on
me,
my
David's doing
draft
this for
team,
free.
mind you. But
Oh.
yes.
Not too much.
Don't worry. Don't worry. At this point, people will probably think I'm going to get my first check from Cuckoo later in the mail, so it's fine. It's all good. I get it. I promise I'm not. I wish I was, but
I really liked this challenge for the same reasons that Logan said, was that like it's not just design, it's also storytelling. So it's like that it is all stars, so it has to be a little bit more difficult in some way. Like when I was watching it, thinking of it, I was like, I understand why like Denali and Acid were spiraling, because like they really don't give you a lot of time to make the outfit, let alone also make an entire storyline for it too. And like rehearse it with your partner and make it make sense. And I think that's why there was like double ups of like, ooh, there's fire and ice, and there's also someone doing water, and also, by the way, I thought like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like
The magic, the elements. It makes
yeah.
sense.
Oh, and by
Right.
the way, we're also siblings. It's like, okay.
and by the way, no big deal. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are judging you. Hey.
Yeah.
Right.
I also love that Denali was the only person who like actually acknowledged how gay it was to experience that, because like, yeah,
Oh.
you like straight people would not have been as excited about seeing Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande as
Oh.
we would have. You know what I mean? Like for
Freya.
us,
Yeah.
it's a moment.
Freya.
It's like
One
Christian
of-
seeing the Pope, kind of.
Oh, Freya. Denali provided me my new favorite Drag Race quote of all time.
I'm so homosexual.
I'm so homosexual. Knew it. Ha!
I have never felt more seen in my entire life. And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
queer, not even homosexual. But I have never
I love it because Denali is like super like she's super gay, you know what I mean? Like she's like in the gay world. A lot of the drag queens are like they're in the fashion world, or they're in like the cross-dressing world, or they're in like the beauty world. But Denali, like when I think of Denali, I'm like, well, yes, that is a gay man.
gay.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
She chose to be an
Yeah.
athlete in the gayest sport possible. I live.
Yeah.
Figure skating. Figure skating.
And so sexy.
I live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
makes her smooth to touch.
Yes.
Did y'all see
Mm-hmm.
the Denali on Ice this week with Nicole Page? Brooke?
Yes,
Oh my god.
I
That
done.
was
It is.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I've watched almost every single one of them because I love Denali and I love Denali on Ice. That might be the best episode she has ever done because Nicole is just stupid. I am starting the petition right now because I know I'm so excited for Monet on Trader Season 4. This is my formal petition. Nicole Page Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia for Season 5 of The Traitors. And
Oh
I
my
am
God.
not kidding.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, that
would
is.
cry, scream, and throw up. And they have to write Nicole Page Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia on the slate every time they try to vote her out. I
Well,
would
it's
cry.
her full Christian name.
I would cry.
Exactly.
Or put the
scream, and
initials.
throw up. Because wouldn't it be
Yes.
so fucking sickening if the progression of Drag Race queens on The Traitors was Peppermint, Bob, Monet, and Nicole Page Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia?
That would be amazing.
Could you
The IMDb
fucking
page.
imagine?
I mean, Plain Jane's on the
I'd watch.
next House of Villains.
True.
Who?
Oh,
The first
The
boot
girl
from
that-
House
the
of
girl that
Traitors
got
or House
cast
of
on
Villains
Drag
season
Race.
3? Yeah, that girl. Yeah, got it. Anyway, we get the
okay.
pairings. The pairings happen, and everybody wants a piece
The Bettys.
of the Bettys.
Acid,
I don't blame
more
her either.
specifically. You know?
Yeah, a couple more people want acid. Everyone's like, me? Acid? Everybody wants me? And I'm like,
but
yeah.
here's the thing, because right before, when they were like sniffing each other's butts, getting all the things together, Acid was talking about how she was nervous that her only connection there is Cynthia, but Cynthia's only connection is not Acid. Like, Cynthia has a connection with Alyssa as well.
Yes.
So Acid was talking about like being a little concerned of if it came to alliances, that she wouldn't have enough connections. And then she was gagged when everyone wanted to work with her, because she was like, you know, she was doubting herself already. So it was like, I loved seeing it because I'm obsessed with her and it just makes sense.
Well, yeah.
Also, the outfit she was wearing in the workroom, I love her.
For what reason?
I fucking love her.
Was it meant to be like Monsters Inc? That's what I was getting. Like Sully? Is that his name?
I got
like,
that too.
Like slutty
Maybe.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Probably
so.
Club Kid.
I hope so.
Very cool. I
Yeah,
just think she's
probably
really
more
cool.
Club Kid, yeah.
I think the reason everyone wants to work with her is because, like, well, one, her aesthetic is so like branded, but also she's really good at like transforming herself into like the character that she's being, whether it is an alien or, you know, some kind of magic-y kind of thing. Like, she's really, really solid in what she presents. I think that's why everyone wanted to work with her. I was surprised that after everyone wanted to work with her, she was kind of like, well, what do I do? You know what I mean? I kind of expected her to be like, oh, I know exactly what I want to do. You know what I mean? Because it's just,
Yeah.
what is the
Because she did say like that when they heard about the challenge, her first thought was Denali, because she thought that Denali gave Glinda and like gave like Good Witch, so that it would play off well.
And Denali's
her team. And you know what? Same.
I'm just gonna keep saying it because, like,
She is.
hello.
I mean, yes. And then also when Cynthia was the first one, I think, that said she wanted to work with Acid. And then after, when they were kind of like, everyone said like, I want this person. Like, they said their first choices. And they were when they were deciding, Acid was like, well, but we're actually sisters and friends, and it's supposed to be frenemies. And that's where I was like, I see the vision. I see it.
Exactly.
And I see, I love Acid here, because I know that Acid is here, as she told Rue later, she's here to win. And you know that Acid is like, I love my cuckoo.
This is not the moment.
The bringing up of the frenemies situation, I think, was strategy for Acid here, being like, but we're friends. Like, it's supposed to be frenemies. I need you to understand that, like, I don't think this is necessarily going to be good for either one of us and our chances of winning this challenge necessarily. So I think we both need to find someone that fits more frenemy vibe. I think they could have actually pulled it off very well.
Agree.
I think maybe they should have been a pair. I'm not mad at how the pairs came down, but I think they maybe should have been a pair, because I think their connection might have actually worked to their benefit a little bit more than some other people.
I would have wanted.
I like
to
the
work-
pairings.
I thought the pairings were good. I would have wanted to work with Daya, to be honest. That would have been my number one, because I think she's actually really underrated in terms of her aesthetic. Like, everyone kind of remembers her as like, oh, first out, and then she came back, and then she kind of just made it to the end. And I was like, I love her drag. Her makeup is cool. Her aesthetic is really solid. I don't think she's like the funniest person. I think that's maybe one of the things that's not a strength for her. I think that came across in her dialogue. It wasn't like as, you know, like cheeky or funny as like Ginger's was. But if I was there, I would have wanted Daya because, well, she can sew, but also her aesthetic is just like really, really cool and like clear. You know what I mean? Like when she comes out, you're like, yep, I see it. I see the punk rock. I see where you're going for. It's still clean. So yeah, I was surprised more. I mean, a lot of people did say her name, but I was surprised people didn't fight for her more. In my opinion.
And we end up with Acid and Denali, Ginger and Daya, and Alyssa and Cuckoo as our teams, which I think are very good teams. We end up, as they talked about in Untucked, an OG queen and a new school Drag Race queen on each team, which I think is actually a really fun way that it shook out. I recognized it immediately. I don't know about y'all.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice until you just said it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's split.
Oh.
This is the only bracket where it's kind of split very evenly like that. Like there's no like early season girl, but there's 2 from 8, and then Ginger's originally from 7. So it's like it's that like half of the girls are like of the older era, older in age, and then there's 3 girls that are like of like younger in age. Like Daya's not that. Do you know how old Daya is, David?
26?
30, like young.
Yeah, she's pretty young. She's like, I would say she's like 27, 28.
Okay, I was gonna say she's
Yeah.
like around my age, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and then Denali's I think around my age as well. Eve, do you know?
Like around 30?
Yeah, I think she
30.
just turned 30. I think
Okay.
Liz also just turned
Yeah.
30 as well this year as well. So.
That's
Denali is 30?
Yeah, and Leslie, they just
Yeah.
turned 30 this year, just recently.
She's an Aries like me.
Mhm.
This is
You
just
like 30?
Freya's audition. I was gonna say this is just Freya's audition to be. You know Denali's taken too, right?
Yes.
It's
I
never
mean-
stopped me before.
I mean,
Fair enough, baby.
they're willing. Give them what they're willing.
I was gonna say
No, but also, what would Denali and I do? Like, we would just like high five and bump purses. Like,
Yes, I'd watch.
not David.
David, oh. look at-
David.
Sometimes things just come out.
I'll
my
send you
bad.
the link.
Yeah, we know,
David.
Mhm. So the girls start working. We're doing our thing. We get the RuPaul walkthroughs. It's a lot.
No,
of,
after when they were picking the materials, it's just the one thing. When they were picking the materials, when Ginger grabbed that fish, that was so funny to me. That was-
Why did everyone-
was so stupid.
Why are we trying to make fish happen for this challenge?
Stop trying to make
Ugliest
fish
fish
happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, my whole thing was gonna be like we have obviously all the workroom stuff and the Ru walkthrough stuff. What did we all care for? What did we like? Talk about the things. I'm just open flooring it because there was a lot. So whatever we want to talk about.
Can I say one thing? And it's because I love my Chicago girls.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also something that I've noticed that kind of, I don't know, maybe this will change up at some point later on in the upper episodes or something. But like, we don't usually initially see more than one Chicago girl on a season that often. Like a lot of times there's only one of us. But I feel like that when they end up having like 2 of them, I never see them pull each other aside and be like, okay, girl, we're both from home. We need to make an alliance. We need to look out for each other. And I literally, initially, that's what I first thought. Even when the teams came down, I was like, so please tell me Daya and Denali are going to hook up so they can be like, okay, let's have each other. And I mean, that could happen later on where, I mean, with Daya being in the top and not being able to give away points and Denali being able to give away, they can be like, hey, we can look out for each other for these next couple episodes. But that was just something that I kind of had in my mind when they were like just doing the link up and the pairings. It was just very interesting as to like where the alliances look like they might go. You know,
Okay, but Eve, isn't it kind of to me, I see it as kind of like what Irene and Bosco did. As like they are sisters, different, but like they didn't really show it that much, so that production wouldn't want to put them to lip sync like against each other, like do that whatever. So that production wouldn't. Like,
but I feel like they didn't do
get
that.
involved in that. Maybe they didn't want to show it.
Season, and they still put her against KaMorian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Fair.
I'm saying, like, it could be a choice, and it could be like strategic on their part.
She moved to Chicago right before she filmed season 14, so she was barely even associated with Chicago.
Yeah, no, and I was gonna say I do say that as well too, is the fact that I would say that's the difference is Denali is from Springfield originally. She's not from Chicago originally. Denali is. So I understand, especially when I know how all these girls came up and everything. Denali came up in Berlin with Bambi and all the rest of them with like Crash Landing and all that other kind of stuff. And Daya was with Crystal and Martha's and doing what was the sold out show they used to do all the time?
Get Dusted. Get Dusted.
Yes, Get Dusted. Yeah, like doing that all the time and stuff. So I know that's like 2 totally different worlds coming together. But I don't know. That's just stuff that I have in the back of my mind. I would have to, and it's funny because Daya is at Roscoe's now. I'm going to go see her after we record. So I'm going to go to her and I'll be like, hey, sis, let's talk.
Send her
Period.
our love.
Show her my Instagram. Thank you so much.
Oh my
To be in
I've never heard
Dallas
of
tomorrow.
Freya Armani. She's a big fan. Thank you so much. And give her my
And
Instagram.
hey, Eve, while you're at it, show her our Instagram and say she's welcome on anytime.
Yeah, she knows
yeah,
me.
Oh, yeah, that-
Oh no. Oh yeah, absolutely. Diane lives like.
But first, you give me my mans. That's what you do.
Okay, Freya, Jesus. No, I'm
Right.
kidding.
She's like, I know what
No,
I want.
here's the thing.
I know what I want.
Here's the thing. Eve, I don't know that they are going to have the opportunity to give each other a point because let's be real. We know what next week's challenge is. I'm pretty sure we know the style of challenge in week 3. One of the two of them is going to be in the top the next 2 weeks at least. I don't think they're going to have the chance to give each other a point. Let's be real and honest and genuine on the pod. One of the two of them is going to be in the top at least next week. It's a performance challenge.
True, exactly.
Like, and then I'm pretty sure that last week is going to be some sort of probably acting or improv.
I mean,
I bet good money
but
one of the two of them could be in the top. Now that last week, maybe they'll have the chance. But next week, one of the two of them has a damn good shot at being
And
in
what
the
if
top.
it just goes to Ginger Minge again?
Well, she does sing country.
Certainly,
basically being
it would not surprise me.
He's always ready.
I'm saying,
David's always
but that's
ready.
why. But that's why I'm saying, Freya, at least one of them.
Yes,
It doesn't have to be both, but at least one of them has a great shot. There's a great shot that at least one of them will be in the top. So if one of them is in the top, they can't give each other points.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this because one, this is it. River, this also goes to what you were saying when you were like, oh, it's very interesting that Ginger ended up getting on this bracket, and then this first episode is a challenge, is a type of challenge she's not that good at, but she could be partnered with somebody that could help her out. Because then the second one is like, and also the other difference was the fact that this isn't the first design challenge they've had out of the season, but this is the first one that they've had that's also been performance based as well too, in some kind of way. Which lends to Ginger's strengths too, and then we're getting this like musical one that's next, which is going to be another performance-based challenge, which I'm kind of like
in groups.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like that the personality performer girls are going to be the ones that can really like shine the hardest this bracket, and it makes me think that there is hope for Cuckoo out of this. To be honest with you. Because she said that to Alyssa. She said, the one thing I know that we need to do is we need to make Rue laugh. She knows the rubric of what she could easily get some hokey, goofy character and just make Rue laugh the entire freaking time and end up in the top next week.
Yeah.
Has she ever been in the top on any season?
No.
It might be her time.
I genuinely think, I agree with you. I think anyone could make it through from this bracket. I said it from the start. I think any one of these 6 people could make it through from this bracket.
Except for Serena.
Except for Serena. Except for David. Because he's a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm realistic.
He's a hater. Anyway.
What's your realistic take then?
Look.
Who do you think is making it through?
Not everybody has a shot in this group. I think 4 people have a good shot.
Who are the 2 that you don't think do?
Unfortunately,
I want to know.
For Puerto Rico, I don't know that.
Not Alyssa and Cuckoo. Okay.
I don't.
Can
know.
Over Acid Betty, whose last time we saw her perform, she had a white black girl wig on. Like she was the 4th member in a knockoff Destiny's Child group, and she had a split personality disorder. But you want to put them over Cuckoo and Alyssa? Okay.
I think so.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
Oh.
Wow.
This child looks like Paris Hilton's 3rd best friend that used to hang out in the hood.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
No, ma'am, not with that wig. No, ma'am. Wig has 3.5 mixed kids. Not with that wig.
No.
Is anyone is anyone an Alyssa fan? Is my question.
An Alyssa fan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of
Alyssa
everybody
Hunter.
here. Well,
no, you're not, David.
I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of 5 of them as drag queens, and one of them is a person. So, and as a drag queen, but maybe not a drag race.
Yeah.
But I love.
Okay,
this
fair.
is my group that I've been waiting for.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been so excited
Wow.
for purple bracket.
Oh yeah, no, purple is the one I have been looking forward to the most. These are 6 of my favorite girls of all time. Like,
Wow.
these girls are it for me. Like,
Wow.
I
Just
was
say
the
you
most
guys hate
excited
Olivia
for-
Lux. Wow. Just say it.
oh no, I wasn't an Olivia
We
fan
did.
going into this season.
We did say it.
I was not
yeah,
an
you
Olivia
did.
Lux fan.
Really?
No, I genuinely,
Yeah.
Freya, I was not an Olivia Lux fan from season 13. I did not like her. I thought she was too like saccharine of a character on the show. After Orange Bracket, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, she.
Now you're
literally-
really?
Yes,
Wow.
she 180'd me. I was like, okay, ma'am, work. Like she
Weird.
really 180'd
agree.
me. I was impressed. Yeah.
I have always I liked her on her original season, and I liked her in the sense of like I was on the fence. Like I wasn't like a huge supporter, but I was like, yeah, Fierce, you do your thing, girl.
Yeah.
You be that good girl little mask thing that you're doing. But then this time, I don't know. I don't know if she just wasn't in like a good in her eyes, wasn't in a good bracket where she could stand out or something. But yeah, I just wasn't living for her this time around. But anyway, it's not about
Okay.
her. I just wanted to see.
I love that that's kind of opposite here. I'm still shook up from Eve. Did you not see me literally crashing out from your commentary just now, ma'am?
Oh.
About the wig.
Bitch, I'm still crashing out from your commentary on that wig. Anyway, Rue walks through, and I have to say, of the 3 Rue walkthroughs, this was the least entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Everyone
also,
seemed really awkward, no? Talking to her?
Yeah.
Except for Acid.
Everyone's like-
Acid had a really good banter with Rue.
Acid just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
which I liked that. She was blatant. What do you want to do around this time? I want to win. Give me a badge. Like I'd be the same way. I'd be like, yeah, I want to give it to me now. What do you want me to say? Well, I'm gonna work on elevating myself.
I'm here.
I'm gonna introspectively look in, and I want to win. That's why you brought me here.
Mm-hmm.
Fireworks.
Most definitely. Yeah, it was
But there
like
was one thing though that before when they were just like brainstorming, when Ginger and Daya sat to talk, Ginger wanted Daya to be the good witch, and I was like,
yeah.
what? And I was so happy that Daya was quickly like, nope, we're not doing that. We're sticking to our strength. We're not doing something different. That was a dumb idea, but I'm
is
glad.
that different for Ginger?
Maybe.
No,
I mean,
I
no.
don't
Daya
really.
said, let's do what we know. Like Daya be the bad and
No. But I'm saying that it was supposed to be a joke. Never mind. Go ahead, Eve.
Like Ginger playing the villain isn't new to her.
It was a bad joke. I was trying to make a bad joke. Just go ahead.
It was one of those kind of things where, like I said, it was a design challenge. But I honestly feel like that the girls who did the best looks design-wise almost got read the hardest. And they praised more of their performance than it really did their design.
I think that is the absolute perfect way to move into talking about them.
Yeah.
I literally just want to go right into it. Oh no, I forgot to add everybody. Oh no, there's everybody. Yeah, I think that is the perfect comment, Eve, to just move right into talking about them very quickly. For timing, because Freya does have a busy day ahead of her. I want to get all of your thoughts on all 3 of them first, and then we'll give our commentary afterwards, like quick commentary on everybody, because we'll do full dive-ins on our Look Over Here episode that will come out after this one comes out. So make sure to check that one out as well. But yeah, Freya, let's get your commentary on Ginger and Daya here first.
I really like these 2 together. I like the juxtaposition of like Ginger's being like super soft and simple, but still big enough for her that you're like, okay, yeah, she's in drag. She's not just in like a little bodycon dress. But Daya's, I love the design. I love the execution. She definitely looks like a Disney villain. Love the makeup she did with it. Love the short hair. She put on one of those like buzz cut wigs, and then it had some, I don't know if it was feathers, if that was the wig in the back.
Mhm.
I thought it was so cool. Very, very well done. Love both of them, to be honest, especially for what they were serving, like little sister, older sister kind of thing.
Love it. And they were doing water and wind. They went element. They were one of the two that went elemental, so they did water and wind. What's their gig? We had Alyssa and Cuckoo who did fire and ice, kind of.
Question mark?
Who did this?
Yes.
Do you know what? I understand that Michelle's like, it's cardboard, blah, blah, blah. It's costumey. I like Alyssa's. And I think like, yeah, like if they were given like metal or some other kind of shit to make the cardboard stuff with, then it would have looked more expensive, but they were given cardboard. So I think Alyssa's looks really great. I think Cynthia's looked great when I watched it. I don't know if I like it in this photo, but yeah, I don't know if I like their story as much, but I did like Alyssa's look personally.
Okay. And then we have Acid Betty and Denali, who are actually fire and ice, but that they, but all in all, they make great iced coffee.
Iced coffee. You know that like whenever someone does like something that's just dumb, and RuPaul's like, oh my god, so funny, love it. I feel like that's where they were trying to go with the whole iced coffee thing, but I don't know. I just don't know if it landed or added anything to their story. But I do love Denali's dress and her hair. I think Acid looks cool. I think Acid just looks too similar here to something else that was super similar she wore in her season. I don't know if it was blue and purple. And
I think it's because she wore this wig before.
Wig,
It's the wig and the makeup.
Yeah, she came out in the wig and the makeup, and I was like, I feel like I've seen her wear this, but only because the wig and the makeup looked so similar before. I think Acid's outfit, I'm sure it's well made. It looks fine. I think Denali's is the standout here. And saying that, I'm gonna grab my charger.
Her.
And we can still see you in your mirror.
I was gonna say we love the mirror shot.
Well, you're welcome.
We get the sweatpants.
Yes,
I live.
My teddy bear sweatpants.
Yeah,
I know Zoom call. I got pants on.
Right.
Yeah, y'all are just lucky I wore pants. How about that?
Right.
Freya, before we give our thoughts, who was your top duo? Who was the best one out of the three?
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, I really disliked that they decided to judge it in teams, because my two was Daya and Denali.
Okay,
okay.
If I had to pick the pair, then yeah, I would have said Ginger and Daya.
Okay, Werk. Her.
You said who and Denali?
Daya, Betty, and Denali were my top two.
I was going to ask both questions, so I'm glad you answered both, because you're reading my mind, because I think secretly we're twins, which means River triplets with Freya Armani. So, thank you, Freya. Let's do quick thoughts around the group for Daya and Ginger, starting with Miss The Benny.
Period. This was, like I said, why I was like, oh, I feel like they're going to really try to finagle performance stuff in here in any kind of way they can to help Ginger out, because it was really, really funny that they were sitting there and used a little montage in the workroom of Ginger saying, I'm cutting out 55 million patterns for everything. And I want to know how many patterns it took to make that dress with 2 sleeve gauntlets on it, because I can promise you it only took 2 patterns. So I'm guessing that the multitude of the patterns that got cut out were for Daya's outfit, which should be the one that I felt like it put me in a position where I knew that they were going to be judging this in groups, and I really wish that they judged this individually, because I feel like being judged in groups kind of helped Ginger skate by with not being clocked for more of the design aspect of what she had on. It looks cute, it looks great, but if it's a design challenge more so than a performance challenge, and I feel like that should weigh a little bit heavier, and I feel like that it didn't. I feel like there were other people that had better, nicer, or more elaborate looking designs than Ginger's was. Ginger's was very safe looking to me. So, and I love Daya Betty. I love Daya Betty's outfit. I love her Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls wig. I thought she was eating. She was giving you all the I was like, you better swirl the winds with your hands. You know what I mean, sister witch. You better feel it. She was doing all of that.
She was doing Southern Air Temple realness, and I lived for every moment of it. I was like,
Damn.
you better live your Avatar, The Last Airbender fantasy.
I'm sitting over here watching like, is she finna vote? Oh, are we getting a hand category? Okay.
The physicality was really good. It was really good.
The physicality was so good.
Dia did a really good job.
Yeah, I think overall, this group really pulled it out very well. I think they both complement each other very well. I just think when it came to this group particularly, I think the performance outweighed more than the actual designs for me. But first, I think they did good. They did fine. It was overall decent.
Yeah, my notes were also, I put parentheses, fine. And then they were my second favorite group. But to me, Ginger's writing and acting was great. And the outfit was fine. It was not bad. It was fine. Totally fine. And Daya's, the facial expressions, I love the context, but the facial expressions were not giving Wicked Witch. The body movements, yes. But to me, the face that she was doing was not matching the movements. So that's one thing that I detracted for me a little bit from her. But her look was the best out of the two for sure. Really good for like the villain, the Wicked. But I think overall their story was okay. Like it was enough to fulfill the assignment. But I think, I don't know. I think the writing for Ginger's was a lot better than Daya's, and it was just like Daya's Betty was so much, the look was so much better, and Ginger, the writing was so much better, so they kind of balanced each other out for me.
I can promise you this: Ginger probably wrote both of their scripts.
I'm guessing, and then Daya obviously with Ginger's help, but like Daya also helped Ginger with the outfit. So yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it was smart for them to pair up, honestly. I think they complemented each other well. What's interesting for me, though, is this group was the only group that didn't have like a big standout look for me, because each of the other groups, I really liked one of those looks. But I thought they were actually really pretty close for me as far as quality of their looks. And I know that's probably a hot take here. But where I think they really stood out was the performance. Like I could not take my eyes off of them. They were so theatrical and emotive. I thought Daya was emotive in the face personally. So performance-wise, they were my favorite. And I also like that they didn't go super literal or on the nose when it came to the looks. Like they're like, oh, we're not gonna make it red and white or whatever, because they're the same color. But they sold it with their characters, which one was evil and which one was good.
I think they both overall did a really good job. I think the performance was the strongest part of this duo by far. Ginger's acting, as per usual, was fantastic. The hemline on the neck of Ginger's gown automatically should have prevented both of them from winning this challenge if the duo was to win this challenge. The hem on the neck of that dress is unacceptable. I love Ginger Minge with every fiber of my being. I am not trying to lay anything onto her. I would love if she wins this season. I think she is a talented entertainer. But for me, she did not win this challenge.
She said it was a Chopiana girl.
Damn.
I didn't say it was a Chopiana.
You said the hemline was, that neckline was.
I said the neckline was a chop. The rest of the gown is actually really pretty.
You said off with your head, Miss Minge.
Just off with the hemline on the neck. That's all. Everything else about it was great. Daya's garment is gorgeous. I love every single bit of Daya's garment. And the rest of Ginger's is great. The neckline, if we're going to put Derek Barry in the bottom for a hem on season 8, why are we not preventing Ginger Minge from winning a challenge on All Stars 10 years later when the hem of that dress is not good? I'm sorry.
Because they judge them in groups. If they judge them individually.
I love Ginger. I really do. I love Ginger. But Am I fundamentally mad that she wins this challenge? No, and I'll talk about it why later. But like,
Can I also say something? And this is, I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna end up getting this, and you'll be able to notice it in the next episode if this is true. But do I feel like that we're gonna get this range of Ginger Minj doing all these performance things where she's like, "Hi, I'm Ginger Minj, and I'm also big." Like she does this kind of like thing with her like with her comedic styling or her punchlines where it's like cute, funny. Oh my god. And like she just like does that like all the time. And she did that every 3 steps walking down the runway. Something, water retention. Oh. And I'm like, are we gonna get this same kind of it's almost a hokey kind of where it's like putting the being subtle kind of a drag, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yes, I'm gorgeous, yes, I'm beautiful, but I'm also gonna let you know I'm a man. Waka waka waka. Like there's that style of drag that sometimes drag queens, more older drag queens do, that it just like it almost gets a little bit too on the nose, and I've noticed that's Ginger style, and I'm like, God, are we gonna be seeing this all for the next 3 episodes of her being like, pretty lady? Now I'm gonna make a guy joke or something. I don't know. It's just You'll notice it. Watch the episode again. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
We've got to move on.
I don't want to see it no more.
Alyssa and Cuckoo.
Cuckoo's face.
Yes, I pulled it specifically because of Eve. Thoughts quickly, please.
I get annoyed when she uses that freaking word costumey because at the end of the freaking day, drag is a costume, girl. Like, if we wear stuff from the mall, then you call it mall wear. So what the hell do you think we're doing? We don't wear this when we go buy eggs and juice. So, yes, it's a costume. That's my take on that, period. I will say, the way that we saw it on screen didn't fully reflect the way that they were making us felt like they could see it, because they were making us think that with this outfit and with Denali and Acids, the fabric that they were using was so thin around whatever pieces they were using that you could see through it. We couldn't see that from the screen. So like they kept going like I couldn't see past the cardboard, and I was like, it didn't look that much like you could see brown cardboard under all of this red fabric on the list. I was like, not to mention I saw her wrap it like 2 or 3 times. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like they were trying to pull critiques to just make it like come out a certain kind of way. Because like I said, if I feel like this was judged individually, I don't think that I think that Alyssa could have had a good shot at being one of the top 3 people out of this week. So and I noticed when it comes to those girls, I feel like could have been the top, other than Daya, they just kind of knocked them down a little bit or tried to push them off as crafty girls. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know. They didn't say that we were looking for high-end fashion or something like that. Like, that wasn't the brief. The brief was Wicked Witch, period. It wasn't, this is supposed to be the couture. This is supposed to be the high fashion. This is supposed to be runway. Like, that wasn't part of the descriptor when it came to what these outfits are supposed to look like. So it's just a really unfair critique to put across all 3 groups. I think that they did a pretty decent job. I thought their like their little skit and stuff was like cute. It got a little kind of messy-ish at the end but like it kind of worked itself out with the auntie niece situation. But I feel like they did an okay job. They didn't do a bad job at all. Justice for Alyssa Hunch's outfit.
Yeah, I think that overall did like a really a decent job.
We can't hear you, babes.
You hear me? Hello?
Now,
There you go.
hold that mic,
Okay,
baby.
now that's better. Okay.
There we go.
I think Alyssa's outfit is my standout from this group. I think they did like a decent job. I think my favorite part for me, was Cynthia with the chocolate coming out. I was kind of like a cute funny moment. Like I think it was I think everyone did I think overall every partnership did like a decent job. I think no one had like a bad moment like far as partnerships, but like it was just decent. Nothing bad about it. Decent.
Yeah, for me, they were my least favorite duo, but I still didn't think it was bad. I think everyone did okay this challenge. Okay, or amazing, or good, whatever. But like my least favorite was Cynthia, but I still thought there were good parts. Like her story was funny, the Chunkla was funny. I just don't think her acting matched the energy that she had on the voice, on the telling the story. I wanted her to be more extreme with it, like very soap opera, like she did actually a Brazilian soap opera. So I'm like, that's what I was expecting. And she didn't deliver, so that was disappointing. But Alyssa had a good story. She had the acting was okay, and the look was good. It's just Alyssa would have been number 5 for me, or number 4. I'm sorry, overall. So I think she would have done better if it wasn't judged in duos.
Yeah, I kind of feel like these two were doomed as soon as they were paired together, because I think there's no world where they would have wanted to give Alyssa and Cynthia frontrunner status with this specific group, unfortunately. But I actually do think they did well together. I thought they had good chemistry. Their story was maybe less coherent than the other groups, but I still got what they were going for. But when it comes to the looks, I think Cynthia was a little bit bulky in the middle, so it was almost there. I just wish she could have somehow given herself a better shape. Maybe some more extreme padding in the hips would have helped with that. But Alyssa's look was my favorite look of the night. I thought this was so good. I don't care if she crafted it with cardboard and hot glue. I thought it looked great.
Hot take. These two should have been the top 2 if it was judged in duos.
That is a very hot take, indeed.
I know it is, and I'm going to explain why.
Hot.
I'm going to explain why. I'm happy to. So I'm looking at this challenge from several different facets, and I'm looking at it from the angle of both looks, which obviously factor into the overall thing. I'm looking at performance. I'm looking at script, and I'm looking at, the acting of it. So I'm looking at facial expression specifically, because a lot of that needs to be sold in the facial expression. Alyssa, I agree with you, David. Alyssa had my favorite individual look of the night. I think it is the best crafted look there. I think it is the most unique look there. I love every single bit of Alyssa's look. I think it's spectacular in every way. I don't think Cuckoo's look is that bad. It's not great by any means of the imagination, but it's not horrible. I think it could have had a little bit more padding, but I really don't think it's that bad. I think it fits her really nicely. I think all of the detailing is good. She looks good. Their story was the most cohesive. I think it makes the most sense. They had a great dynamic on stage. They were Tia and Nice. Like, it made sense. Cynthia was pulling up.
Yeah, and Nice, I live. Anyway.
Whatever. Fuck you. Cynthia pulling out the gauntlet was the single funniest thing that anyone did, in my opinion. Alyssa really sold the whole thing. I think their script may not have been the funniest, but it made the most sense. I appreciate the sheer nerve of Cynthia talking about her liver cancer, and I don't understand why they had the sound effect thing happen when they did. I think overall, if you're looking at all of the facets of the challenge, were they perfect in any capacity? No, but I think if you average out everything, I think they averaged out to the best overall performance. I'm not saying they were the best in any category, but you average out everything, I think they were the best. Now, I agree with you, David. They weren't about to give either one of these girls frontrunner status on week 1, which is a damn shame. Because I think it would have been sickening to put the Puerto Ricans immediately in the top spot. But they should have been in the top spot.
Well, they weren't.
And with that,
I'm like, what do you want me to say, babes? Like,
I don't need you to say anything.
I mean,
I dropped
that's
the
your
mic,
opinion,
I dropped the mic, and we're gonna move on to Asabeti and Denali.
Okay.
Nothing needs to be said because my opinion is correct.
I'm going to say this. Yeah. And this is not because she is my niece. And I love her, and she's very talented. And I know her mother, and I've known her mother for a long freaking time. But Denali should have won this if we were doing this individually for me. I'm sorry. I love the cleanliness of the look. There were little details that I lived for, like the way that part of the armature comes up like this, but the stoning was like here on the inside. So you saw it right by the back of her face, like when she stood there. It was stuff that looked clean yet structural. Law got the Schiaparelli reference, which I got as well too, which I live for. I also didn't hate Acid's look at all either. There was also a part for me which made me think, oh, Denali's probably going to win this. It's because when they started doing their voiceover and Acid's doing Acid's part and Rue's like, oh, bitch, we're finna really go somewhere. Like, what's happening? And then Denali comes in this completely different voice with this completely different aesthetic. If Ariana Grande would have been a Pekingese, her ears would have went like this. Like, you physically see her face light up when she hears Denali's voice. And I was like, oh, is Denali going to eat this right now? And she came out, and I was like, I like that. I like that a lot. I think it's very simple. I think it's very clean, but well done. Like, when you would see those supermodels that would just have, like, in the 90s, when they just have, like, those, like, white lace dresses with just the little, like, spaghetti straps, and just, like, Kate Moss or somebody, and just be, like, naked under it with no bra or nothing, bitch, and just be cute, and just be, and women, and, like, Cynthia said it herself, baby. Cynthia got moist. Law got moist. I think Denali missed out on a cute chance of her being in the top 2 with this because they did this in teams, especially because they did not give Acid any positive critiques whatsoever. They literally just critiqued her outfit and said she pinned it together with safety pins. I don't think her outfit was that bad. I think her outfit was sickening, but I do think, me personally, that Denali should have won this week.
Yeah, I think personally, as far as like all like the duos, this is my favorite duo. I thought this duo should have been the top 2 personally, the best duo. I think for me, Denali had my favorite outfit out of all the girls. I think when she turned around the corner, like took my breath away. Like the way, like the whole voice over, the way she sewed the garment, it was beautiful. It was like perfection to me. I think Acid did pretty good. It was fine. I mean, I didn't understand like the negative critiques about her outfit. I think it was decent, nothing bad about it. So personally, but I think for me, it was Denali's week for me. So I was kind of gagged. She was in the top, but personally, my favorite of the 3 duos. I think the best out of 3.
Yeah, this was also my favorite duo. We didn't even mention, but Acid wrote the whole script. Like their whole thing, the story was all Acid. And so I take into consideration like both things, the story and then the outfits. So this was my favorite duo. I think they should have been the top 2. But for me, the standout of this challenge overall was Acid. I just, the look is not the best. It's good and it tells the story. But just the fact that she wrote that whole script, and I think, in my opinion, for me, their script and their story was the best. It was well constructed. The characters were good. It was funny. The iced coffee moment was really good. They were my favorite this week.
Yeah, very fair. I thought they had a strong week for sure. It was a good story, clear delivery. Yeah, it was a bit literal with the fire and ice, but that's okay. For me, I thought Acid Betty looked great. I really like this structured top. I love the makeup. I love the wig. It's just the skirt part that I'm not crazy about. Everything else, it's probably my second favorite look of the night. Now here's my hot take, and I'm actually kind of surprised. I was surprised watching the episode. Surprised here. I said Denali was the person going into the season I wanted to win. I don't love this look personally. It didn't really work for me. I think it's a little bit simple, and there's like a few parts where she has, I don't know, cardboard or something giving it structure, and I'm not getting the illusion that it's supposed to be like that because you can see the hard lines on it and then all the folds. So it didn't really work for me as a look. But I still thought overall they did good. I would have been thrilled if they were the top 2 just because they're 2 of my favorites.
Yeah, I am going to kind of echo a lot of the things that were already said. I think both of them did fine individually, and I think both of them did fine together. I think Denali looks great. Individually, I think she did really well. The garment is great. Her performance was great. I think individually, Denali really shined. Acid, I think, did really great from about waist up here. The skirt really let me down, but I think otherwise it's a really, really strong ensemble. Where Acid let me down is in the acting. Acid's acting really, really let me down, and that worries me for the rest of this bracket. She was not really acting to a lot of the lines that she wrote, and while what she wrote was really, really good, and the VO was really good, what she was doing was not always lining up with what she was saying. And so there was a sheer disconnect where Denali was really acting out what she was saying in the VO. I had a hard time connecting a lot of what Acid was doing to the VO. And so that really brought down Acid's performance and ultimately the overall performance for me, unfortunately. But it sucks. Oh, and I cut off Eve because she left.
Oh, not the trap door.
I trapdoored you on accident, but
I just started talking to her. I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Bye. No,
Freya, my dear, my darling, my angel, my love. Is this where we leave you? Is this where we lose you?
Oh, unfortunately, I have to go
No.
do drag. How annoying.
Oh
I'm
no.
sorry.
Not during Pride Month.
I know. Oh my God, yeah, happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Yes. Well, my dear, we've loved having you. You are welcome back literally anytime. I think we will be in talks. I think it will happen. Definitely.
I was going to say,
soon.
thank you so much for inviting me on. And I absolutely would love to come back and hopefully next time not have to run away because I have so much fun talking with you guys.
Oh, we had so much fun having you here.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Please take all of the time right now to plug anything you want to.
Hi, hello. What you should do, viewers, right now is open your little phone devices and go to any social media app and look up Freya Armani. It's always one word, always the same username. Follow me on all socials and you can keep up with all the things that I've got going on and all the fun content that I post on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and above and beyond the world and the universe altogether. Love, peace, and happiness to everyone. And also world peace.
Her.
Yes.
Of course.
So yes, let's talk Untucked briefly, but like we don't even really need to talk about Untucked anymore because like I feel so scarred from the pink bracket still, where like Untucked was actually like serious, but this Untucked was like perfectly lovely and wonderful and gorgeous because like we haven't even talked about Cynthia and Ariana at all. But they were just like perfectly lovely and wonderful. And then when they came in the workroom, they talked about how they ran a dairy-free ice cream truck, and then they brought everyone ice cream, and then I started crying.
And in the colors, like the pink and green. So cute.
It was adorable. I started crying.
Really?
Also, before,
Yeah,
like when
I
they
actually,
were...
David, I actually did. I actually cried a little bit. I love these two so fiercely. Like, I had like a Ginger Minge moment.
You cried
Like,
so hard.
I genuinely, I did. I love them.
Like a baby.
I love them.
Wah, wah, wah. No, I love them too. I thought they were sickening. I wanted to know a couple of things that were Cynthia and Glenda inspired that we didn't really get a chance. I mean, Cynthia and Ariana inspired that we didn't really get a chance to touch base on throughout the episode. But one, when Alyssa said that Cynthia's nails were drag, I was like, oh, okay, yes, Werk. And then I stopped for a second. I said, no, wait, actually, they're black. That's black culture. That's 350. That's black.
Yes.
And Cynthia did that for a reason. She was like, that is a almost like an extension of who she wanted to bring to the character as Elphaba, with her being Elphaba. You know what I mean? Especially with it being one of those kind of roles within Broadway. You've got 50 million people that have done it before. How was each one more signature? That was her, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So when he said that, I was like, I get where you're going with it with being drag, but it's black. But also too, I love the fact that they did the OBC version of Defying Gravity, baby. Oh my God, when they said, when I knew they were going to lip sync, I knew it. And I was like, is it going to be popular? Because I don't think you're going to really sit up here and try to make them ballot this shit out. And they said, Defying Gravity. I said, okay. And they said, from the original Broadway cast. I said, oh, we get the Idina version? Diabetes did some things on that stage, honey. And I don't know if a lot of people noticed it. But I did. That's all I'm going to say. She did some things. I also just love the fact that Cynthia and Ariana both did the whole it's great to see us, like that kind of, don't need to answer, it's rhetorical. I thought that was so cute. I just thought that was absolutely adorable. I was very pleasantly happy with them on the panel and in the show this episode.
I also agree as well. I think for me, because if like Wick is actually like one like the first ever like Broadway show that I actually saw in New York, my first time going. So this Wicked, I think means like a lot to me personally. I just think personally, thinking about like at the time they were filming this, you know, Ariana and Cynthia, they were already starting their Wicked press for the first movie. So they're seeing that, you know, this being with the queens, seeing how much like it means to the queens. I think just Wicked, like it just in general, I think it's just such a good musical far as like just like a good like inspirational musical like far as like the queer community and everybody like who's in theater, and like it relates so much. And to see, I think for me, I think the way Cynthia Ariana has like channeled those two characters like personally, I think has touched so many people as well. So I think it was just a great blessing to have them being there. I think out of all the brackets, I think the best bracket to me personally, I would be lucky to be in bracket there right now. Just having Cynthia and Ariana as guest judges, the best bracket out of like, you know, poor bracket one, they had Ice Spice.
I know. Poor Justice for Phoenix. I'm gonna say it again. But,
wait, why?
Because not only did she get robbed, but she also still has to deal with that Ice Spice bullshit and children.
Yeah, I was thinking
about
that too,
her.
child. I said, "Ooh, I'd be so mad." I wouldn't even. I don't know if I could. I didn't see. That's the thing. I know probably Phoenix and none of them even asked any of the other girls who their guest judges was. I bet you that's the first thing they said. Though we had Cynthia Ariana. I would have been pissed the whole time. I would have been like, "What?" Yeah. Like, are you serious? Like, girl. Oh my God.
We do get our top two of the week. And it does end up being Ginger and Daya because we judged in duos.
Sure.
If we would have judged individually,
I guess.
Okay, thanks for stealing my question, Eve.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. You're good. So, Eve, who would have been your top two if it was judged individually?
Well, mine would have been Daya and Denali.
Okay. KaMorian.
Personally, like if it was individual, Daya and Denali, but if it turns from this challenge overall, it would have been Acid and Denali.
Okay. Reveal.
Individually or by pair, my top two was Acid and Denali. The other person I had in the third spot was Ginger. So I'm not that mad that she was, it's fine.
Yeah, I think I preferred it being judged in pairs. I think that made sense. But if I judge it individually, I think I would go off of one for look and one for performance. So I'd probably go Alyssa Hunter and Ginger Minge.
Okay. Like I said earlier, if I was judging in pairs, I would have had it be Alyssa and Cuckoo because I think they were the most consistent overall. If I'm judging individually, though, I would have had it be Alyssa and Denali. So we're all a little all over the place, but
it just goes to show how everyone did good in the challenge.
100%. Like everyone, this bracket is so good so far. But let's be real. Am I fundamentally upset that Ginger and Daya lip sync to Defying Gravity here? No. Why is that the case, Logan? Because they both knocked this out of the fucking park.
If there's a lip sync this season that should have been a tie, it's this one.
Yeah.
And if there's a lip sync of this season that is the best lip sync so far, in my personal opinion, it's this one. For
I
me.
love this lip sync.
I'm obsessed. So good.
I feel that this lip sync was very much catered to one specific person, and that is why we saw them for 3/4 of the time on the screen. It just kind of. I think that the person did an okay job. I don't think they won the lip sync, to be honest. For me personally, I prefer the way that the other person did them because it was very emotional, very angsty. It was very like it gave me a little bit more theater. It gave me a little bit more drama. Like Ginger honestly gave me like, I'm gonna give you a drag queen's performance of this for Pride on the stage. Da, da, da.
Sure.
And Daya was down there like, no, I'm on Broadway on the West End, bitch. Like I'm running away from the wizard. I'm finna defy. Like she was like tapped in, and I wish that I could have got to see more shots of her. But when I noticed halfway through, we kept getting shots of Ginger. I was like, I see where this is going. But I don't think Ginger did a bad job. I just prefer Daya's version a lot more. Daya was turning it for me in that beginning. I was like, oh, give it to her. Give it to her. The fact she did the entire first like verse and a half and didn't get up. I said, oh, yeah. She's giving you that old school Southern US of A, America type performance. Like, this is for a pageant. Like, I'm finna get this. I'm finna win talent real quick. I was like,
and from Daya Betty of all people, gagged me a bit for sure.
Oh, she was in all the pageants back. No, I'm kidding. She was not. She was never a pageant girl.
Back in Springfield? Sure. Yeah, got it.
She did a good job.
She did a great job.
Yeah, I actually got spoiled on Twitter a little bit because I wasn't sure who the top two were. All I saw was a tweet saying Daya Betty should have won that lip sync. So I was like, okay, Daya's in the top, but does not win the lip sync. So I was expecting for her to just eat up Ginger. And I do think that Daya started off stronger. I completely agree with everything you're saying about how Daya performed, Eve. I thought Ginger, we were seeing more of Ginger near the end, but she was really selling it for me, especially in the face. And I think the problem that Daya had is she should have taken out those contacts before she went back up to lip sync, because it's hard to get as much expression when your eyes are completely black. So that's why I was getting so much more emotion from Ginger than I was from Daya, because I really think that might have been the difference maker.
Yeah, I think both of them did, I think, in their own ways, an amazing job. I think for Ginger, think about, especially Ginger, Wicked's been her thing. I think, you think about this, like, where does not know that, like a song that you wanted to lip sync for a very long time, especially on Drag Race, and getting the opportunity to do that, like, I'm going to give the best of my ability. I think that's what Ginger did. I think she commanded that stage. She was really, real thing was just telling herself, just giving that emotion, just that hungry energy that I wanted, and I loved it. And I think Daya did. I think what Daya did was just so beautiful in the way she interpreted the song in her version. I think agree with David the context. I think, but also I don't think Daya really didn't think she was gonna win, be top two this week. So maybe she probably really didn't change. I think for everybody, I think except for Ginger, nobody really even changes her looks because they weren't. I think. It couldn't went to anybody, to be honest, in this challenge. So, but so I think overall, I think it was a beautiful, good lip sync. I think also think about all the brackets so far. The first lip sync, every bracket has started off very strong. So so I can just kind of see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely agree with River. I actually think this should have been a 100% tie without a question. I do not understand why this wasn't a tie. If that fucking Hot to Go lip sync was a tie, I do not understand why this wasn't a tie. Daya Betty deserved.
Don't get me started. Don't remind me of that.
Daya Betty. I'm so sorry. Daya Betty deserved half a point. Daya Betty deserved half a point.
So we can do shenanigans for the pink bracket. We can do shenanigans for this. Got it. Okay.
I feel like Rue intentionally did that last bracket to have that little edge of drama, so that she knew that at some point somebody was going to be over somebody by half a point. I really feel like that's why she did that, because I can't justify that Hot to Go lip sync as a double save. This I could see as one. This I could have saw as one.
100%. Because
George cleared her. Like, girl.
100%.
Girl,
And-
please.
Hey,
and thank you.
and we talked about that at length on here when we talked about that lip sync. Here's the thing with this lip sync. This lip sync will be on my end of year list. I loved every single bit of
the
this
way I screenshot it, and I was like, "This is going on my this is going
This
on
is
the
going
little
on the
folder
list.
for the list.
This is going
Yes.
on the list. I don't know where.
Can
I
I-
bet we're gonna get some great lip syncing this year. But like, this was just so stupid good for all of the reasons. Yes, ma'am.
No, go ahead. You say no,
Thank you. I just think for all of the reasons y'all said, and what you said, Eve, about Daya's performance is so spot on for me. There was something so sinister about the way she performed this song that I fell in love with Daya Betty again. Like, I loved her on season 14. This performance made me fall in love with Daya Betty as a drag queen again. Not that I ever fell out of love with her, because I adore her. But I was like, yeah, I remember why I fucking loved you so much on season 14. There was a sinister quality. Like, she really leaned into that Wicked Witch character in this. I understand what y'all are saying about the context. I love the context here. I think the context added to the performance for me. I think it really elevated her performance into something that was beautifully haunting. And like, it was such a unique and different, God damn it, Lana Del Rey, unique and different interpretation of this song that I had never seen anyone else do before. And that's what I loved the most about Daya's performance. And to y'all's point exactly, and to yours as well, Eve, Ginger gave classic, gorgeous drag interpretation of Defying Gravity. She has been doing this song probably for the entire time that she has been a drag queen. And I am not mad at that in the slightest. She knew every single breath of this song and performed it to a T. This should have been a tie. This is one of the best lip syncs I have ever seen on Drag Race, point blank and the period, because they both fucking killed this. I do not understand this outcome.
I don't understand.
Damn, bitch, I don't
understand.
understand.
What is this thing everybody's doing?
You're
You've
old.
never seen that video?
Anyway.
Oh my god. Anyway. We'll send
No,
you later.
I-
We'll
what
send
I-
you the
Cultured
It was
and
funny
white
'cause-
man.
It's funny because what I was thinking originally when I heard it was Defying Gravity and I heard it was the OBC, I initially clicked in and went this way. Okay, they are doing teams. They have a good witch and a bad witch. So they're going to make one of them sing Glenda's part and one of them sing Elphaba's part. Whoever gets Elphaba's part is already winning. Period. But if they would have stuck to that rubric, then that would have made Ginger have to do Glenda's part. And Daya would have did Elphaba's part by herself. And there would have been no denying that Daya would have won that, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a somewhat smart move for them to be able to be like, well, we'll just cut Glenda's part out and just have you do all do Elphaba's parts. But the Broadway person in me was like getting ready to go into the next lyrics, and then they skipped, and I was like, oh. So if you can, okay,
I'm not
cool.
surprised. The cut did not surprise me in the slightest, but not surprised. Ginger wins, deservedly so. I can't be upset that Ginger won this lip sync. It should have been a tie, but I'm not upset that Ginger won this lip sync. But it should have been a tie because Ginger did great in this lip sync, but it should have been a tie.
Absolutely.
Draft update.
Yay!
Yay.
I was not prepared for this. I was looking up the I don't understand video.
I will add, because we just talked about.
Do you need
Ginger
David? Do you need me
winning.
to pull it up? I can pull it up real easy.
Sure.
Yeah, I got
What were
it.
you saying, River?
River, go for it. Stall.
Oh no, because we were talking about Ginger winning, and again, I don't agree that she should have been in the top, but I'm not mad at her winning the lip sync. But I'm happy because she's on my team. Like, I don't care. At the end of the day,
Well,
I'm good.
Julie. Well, things may or may not have shooken up just a tad in the draft.
The
this week.
competition starting to heat up.
Honestly, guys, the
heating up,
competition's
y'all.
starting to heat up.
Yeah, four different people moved spots.
They did indeed. Robbie has now dropped to 6th place with 38 points.
Mhm.
Lana, you are not in last place anymore.
Okay, 5 people moved spots.
And I can confirm Lana may or may not be somewhere dancing. I can't confirm. Allegedly, Lana may or may not be somewhere dancing right now. But she is now in 5th place with 39.5 points. Eduardo is now in 4th place with 43 points. Eve is now in 3rd place with 44 points.
Come on, Tom.
David is now in 2nd place with 45 points. And still holding on to their commanding lead with 53.5 points is River.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, top 3. We're kind of doing that, right?
Honestly, it is the first time I make it to a podium. Like, I didn't even make it top 3 in a draft yet. This is the first. So,
and KaMorian and I are the pretty ones in this scenario. Here.
Looking pretty, looking stunning.
Indeed. And next, we're not the bitches from New York City because we're not from New York City. But next week, Stage Cooch with Orville Peck.
Can I just say this was a way for us to get Orville Peck as a guest host? Because why didn't we call it Coachella?
Wow.
Because it's a country music
festival. Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
They could have had Beyonce. And then they could have had Coachella.
Well, they already paid for 2 Beyonce songs for the last 2 seasons, so they ain't gonna pay for her.
Yeah, they just used Texas Hold'em, child. I forgot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
They could have used. Why was Texas Hold'em not the lip?
For the Wild Wild West lip sync, yeah, we know.
We missed out on having Texas Hold'em as the lip sync song for next week.
Oh,
that's when that would have fit.
Yeah, literally a whole
country
we'll see
challenge. We'll see which one. It's gonna be maybe it's gonna be
they based it only off of their runway looks for the reason as to why they even used Texas Hold'em. And I'm like,
and they change out of them.
Literally.
Yes.
And love Georgia to death, but they could have picked. It could have been used for 2 other girls. Like, well, actually. I don't know if anybody in this bracket would have did it right.
And on that note, thank you for joining us for this episode 7 recap for All Stars 10. Make sure to tune into our Look Over Here episode where we're going to be going a little bit more in depth on these design challenge looks, as well as talking about our entrance looks for the perk bracket. Talking about all those lovely, wonderful things. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow Freya, support Freya, do all those lovely, wonderful things for Miss Freya Armani. She's an angel. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll be back talking about Stage Cooch. That'll be very, very fun, unique, and different for the pod. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. We've got a ton of drag content here on this channel and content going up every single day across all 4 of our channels. The links to those will be in the description below, where you can also find our audio podcast links, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get I couldn't grab it. Your merch, including but not limited to cup, mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Bye.
Love purple.